Hello everyone, I hope you all are very well. So finally, today we are having the part 3 lecture of Introduction to Maps. Before that, we already covered two lectures, part 1 and part 2 on this chapter. I hope all the questions and doubts are clear to you now and no further confusion is there. If you have any confusion, any issues, please raise your question in Google Classroom. Separate comment sections are there on the link that I have posted. You can write the question there, as well as in the assignment sections that I have given to you. You can submit the assignment, as well as you can write some important question, or you can ask some important question in the assignment section also. So let's recapitulate once that what we have done previously in part 1 and part 2 of this introduction to maps. Firstly, what is map? We have studied. What are the characteristics of map? We have. After that, what are the types of map and some word meaning that probably used everywhere in the world. Next, different types of maps based on their purpose. After that, the history of map, how the map evolved through times. After that, we have studied the concept of essentials of map making or the elements of map. What are the important elements? We have identified 5 important elements. One is scale, another is map generalization, map projection, after that map design, and finally map production. These are the 5 important essential elements of a map. And lastly, we have in detail we have studied all the elements, that is what is the purpose of scale, how we can design a map. I have shown you a lot of beautiful examples of different types of map. Okay, how these maps are prepared and what are the purpose of the map. We have studied till this much. Today we will study the remaining portion, which is very little that we have. First, let's discuss about the fact, some important fact, that is 1 minute. So facts, what is a fact? First, the intensive topographical survey for the preparation of up-to-date maps of the entire country were taken with the setting up of the Survey of India 1767. One thing you always remember, the topography that we used to see. What is the meaning of the word topography? I have discussed already. Topo means surface and graphy means description. That means describing the surface of the earth. That is topography. So with time, all the our surface changes. With time, our surface changes. A lot of changes, evolution in landforms, a lot of things we used to see. Okay, so our map also we have to update our map as well. Hence, Survey of India 1767, this organization has been set up. And what is the role of this organization? The role of this organization is to make topographical map. Okay, which culminated with the map of Hindustan in 1785. So we all know that 1785, 85, 67, this time particularly we are under British rule. So India was not, the name was not given till date. So Hindustan was a very popular term that usually used. So today the Survey of India produces map at different scale for the entire country. So what is the source of topographical map? Question may come in the examination. That is Survey of India. They used to survey the surface and they used to prepare topographical map. This is an important fact. Next part we are moving today is the types of map based on scale. Types of map based on scale. So on the basis of scale, maps may be classified into large scale and small scale. that on the previous lecture I have deliberated the idea of scale. What is a scale? I hope you remember. Scale particularly is the map, MAP, and land, LAND ratio. So a scale is a map land ratio. Suppose you used to see a road, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer long road, and you want to plot the road in your map. But there is an issue. If you want to make road 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer long road in a piece of paper, you need that big size of paper, a kilometer long size paper, which is next to impossible. Hence, what we can do, we have to reduce. Okay, so from reality, we are taking that substance and we are reducing it to fit it in a piece of paper. That is the purpose of a scale. Okay, suppose 1 centimeter in map, 1 centimeter in map represent 1 kilometer in ground. So in a map, if you see 1 centimeter, that means in ground it can be 1 kilometer. That is a scale. So large scale maps are drawn to show small areas at a relatively large scale. Okay, large scale maps are drawn to show small areas. Always remember this. Okay, large scale maps are drawn to show small areas. Okay, that means it is an example of cadastral map. That day I have told you we have three important maps. One is the world map, another is the topographical map, another is the cadastral map. Cadastral map, particularly a map used to describe a small place. For example, used to live in Shiliguri, and in block number 2, your block is block number 2. So a specific map is there for block number 2. That is a large scale map because it is showing a small area. Okay, for example, the topographical map drawn at a scale of 1 is to 250,000 or 1 is to 50,000. Okay, that means what? 1 centimeter in map represent 50,000 centimeter in ground. Okay, this format is known as representative fraction. This format is known as representative fraction. Many a times, these are the topographical maps. The village maps, the city or the house plan prepared on a scale of 1 is to 4,000, 1 is to 2,000, and 1 is to 500. These are large scale maps. Okay, these are large scale maps. That means 1 centimeter in the map representing 4,000 centimeter in ground. So if you compare these two things, that is this scale and this scale, you will see the difference. Topographical map usually representing 1 centimeter in map representing 50,000 centimeter in ground. Okay, but in large scale map, that is in cadastral map, what is the scale? 1 centimeter to 4,000 only. So with this vivid description, you can easily find out the importance of scale in map. Okay, there are some examples of many examples are atlas map, wall map. These are some of the examples of large scale map. Okay, so in large scale map there are two types. One is the cadastral map. The term cadastral is derived from the French word cadastre, meaning register to a territorial property. That means your home, okay, the place you live, your house, it has a plan. You have a registry paper, it has a plan. You just check the building plan. Below the building plan, you will get a scale. So from that, you can easily identify. Okay, so these maps are drawn to show the ownership of a landed property by demarcating field boundaries of agricultural land and the plan of individual houses in urban areas. The cadastral map are prepared by the government agencies to realize revenue and taxes. Along with keeping a record of ownership, these maps are drawn on a very large scale, such as cadastral map of a village is 1 is to 40,000. The example that I have given right now. Okay, a city plan map is 1 is to 2,000 and larger. So like this way, cadastral maps are shown. Clear everyone? What is cadastral map? I think. Let's see an example of a cadastral map here. Okay. So this is a map of West Bengal. Okay. Here you can see the scale. If visible, it is written 80-40 here. Okay, 80-40 like this. So I am just taking out Kuch Bihar district from this map, and just I enlarge the map here. So just see the scale now. When I am enlarging the map in detail, the scale is automatically decreasing. That is 12, 18, 24. But see here, the scale is 0, 80 like this, 0, 40, 80 like this. So the scale is reducing as the area is getting in more detailed way. From Kuch Bihar, I am cutting, suppose this place. Which place I should take? Suppose I am taking this place from here. Okay. So from here I am taking this place. Kuch Bihar municipality area. So in a municipality area, we are having blocks. Block number 12, 13 you can see. So now you see the scale, if visible, 0, 0.51. It becomes more smaller. Okay. As it is getting enlarged in detail. Okay. That is a example of a cadastral map. Now if you take block number 6, suppose, you can make another map from block number 6. Okay, further subdivision is also possible. Like this way, a map we used to prepare. Next important discussion is about topographical map. These maps are also prepared on a fairly large scale. Okay, the topographical maps are based on precise survey and are prepared in form of series of maps made by National Mapping Agency of almost all countries of the world. Okay, for example, the Survey of India undertakes the topographical mapping of the entire country. And always remember, our country, the scale of the topographical map is 1:50,000. 1:50,000. Most of the countries in the world used to take this scale to prepare the topographical map. Okay, these maps follow uniform color symbols to show topographic detail such as relief, drainage, agriculture, forest, settlement, post office and other facility. That is a use of topographical map. So my question is to you is that, if I ask you that what is the use of a cadastral map, try. So the use of a cadastral map particularly to demarcate property. It may be government property, it may be a person property. Okay. Topographical map usually denote the physical and the cultural features in the surface. Okay. Where is the school located? Where is the hospital? Where is the mountain located? So topographical map used to give us detail like this. Okay. This is an example of a topographical map. In class, when the class will start, I will bring this map. This map is very big. Okay. So first you can see the name of the place: Bhutan, Bengal and Assam. This entire area comprises Bhutan, Bengal and Assam. But it's very difficult to delineate where is Bhutan, where is Bengal and where is Assam. If you know how to study this map, you can easily delineate these things. So in the left hand side you can see Jalpaiguri, Golpara district, Kuch Bihar and Bhutan state. So in this map these districts are there. Here you can see a map number G45 by F, and below you can see the scale. On the previous lecture I have shown you the scale in detail. Okay. Here you can see the location of this topographical map and the boundaries. Okay, different types of boundaries you can see here. Okay, that is an example of topographical map. So I think the concept is clear. The concept of large scale maps. What is a large scale map? It is clear now. Next part we are moving is the concept of small scale map. Okay, concept of small scale map. So particularly large scale map usually shows detailed area. Usually shows detailed area. Okay, these are large scale map. Next, moving to the small scale map. Small scale map means what? There are two types of small scale map. One is a wall map and atlas map. Wall map means when you are entering in your school, when you enter in your school, just side of principal madam's room, you will see a big map. Okay, a big map. That is a wall map. Okay, that is a wall map. So, what is a wall map particularly? These maps are generally drawn on a large size paper or on a plastic base for use in classroom or lecture hall. The scale of wall maps is generally smaller than the scale of topographical map but larger than atlas map. Atlas maps are very small scale maps. So question may come, name the very small scale map. Okay, that is atlas map. These maps represent fairly large areas and present highly generalized picture of physical and cultural features. Okay, even atlas maps serve as a graphic encyclopedia of the geographical information about the world continents, countries, or region. So below you can see a world map I have given. It's a example of an atlas map, the world. The scale is not visible as the map is very small, but here you can see the scale. Okay, in the book Oxford Atlas, you can get this kind of map. Okay, so a atlas map usually shows location, relief, drainage, climate, vegetation, population, etc. So atlas maps are very much purposive in nature. It is a definite purpose. Okay, it is a definite purpose. You can use it in a varied way. That is a use of this small scale map. So I hope the concept of large scale map and small scale map is clear to you. Next part we are moving is the concept of uh, okay, just a minute. Okay, so types of maps based on scale. So types of map based on scale we have discussed. Now we will discuss the concept of types of map based on function. Types of map based on function. Okay. So what is function of a map? Anyone remembers? Anyone remember what is the function of a map? See, that day I have told you the characteristics of map. I have shared with you the concept of the characteristics of map. The first purpose or the function of map is to serve your purpose. For example, you want to learn about the physiography, the physical perspective. So you will refer the physical map, not the geopolitical map or atlas map or cadastral map. So you will refer physical map. A physical map is to show different relief. A relief means what? Mountain, plateau, plains, landform, etc. So that is map based on function. So types of map based on function. Uh, this maps this map also be classified on the basis of their function. For example, a political map serves the function of providing administrative division of a continent or a country. A soil map shows the distribution of different types of soil. Broadly, maps based on their function may be classified into physical and cultural maps. So, question may be asked that map based on function can be classified into how many types? One is the physical map, one is the cultural map. Okay. Moving on to the physical map. Physical map shows natural features such as relief, such as geology, soil, drainage, weather, and climate. In the previous lectures of map, I have shown you the map of natural vegetation, some map of soil, so you can easily relate. So, if I broadly distinguish, describe the concept of a relief map particularly shows mountain, plains, plateaus, drainage, etc. Okay, a geological maps particularly shows rock types. and minerals. Okay, rock types and minerals. And a climatic maps particularly shows the distribution of temperature and sometimes the distribution of rainfall. Okay, now here you can see the map relief and slope. Okay, relief and slope, and this map is of Nagpur. Okay, this map is relief and slope of a Nagpur district. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so here you can see this map. First refer the scale. The scale is 0, 10, 20 like this. Okay, so what is 1 millimeter to 1 kilometer? That means 1 millimeter in map represent 1 kilometer in ground. Okay, so if I measure in the map 1 millimeter, that means I am going 1 kilometer in ground. Like this way you have to understand. So land slope is given here in different shades, less than 10 degree, 10 to 20 degree, like this way, and elevation in meters for 450 to 600, after that 600 to 450, 300 to 450, like this. Okay, you can see a map. Next map of Nagpur district, you can see rocks and minerals of Nagpur district. Okay, here also the scale you can see 10 to 20 kilometer is there. That means 1 millimeter to 1 kilometer it is representing. Basalt and associated lava, it is represented in deep pink color. So particularly this region having this kind of rock. After that alluvium, sedimentary rock. Okay, after that sandstone, limestone. So the rocks has been given like this. Not only rocks, in this section minerals also given. Okay, coal, gold, copper, chromite with different symbols you can see in this map. So this is a example of this kind of map. And finally we are having the climatic condition of Nagpur. Climatic condition of Nagpur. Annual rainfall is showing, annual temperature and rainfall. This is a soil map of Nagpur. Okay. So these are the important physical maps that we have covered. Next we are moving to the concept of cultural maps. What is cultural? Cultural means man-made. Cultural means man-made feature. This include a variety of maps showing population, distribution and growth, age and sex, social and religious composition, literacy and level of education, settlement and services. These are the important components that a cultural map used to show. Suppose for example political map. This map used to show the administrative division of any area, any country, state or district. Okay, which helps us geographers and planner to plan and manage that specific area. So you can see after that we are having a map of population. A population map usually shows age and sex composition, density of population. Density of population means how many person living in a place, usually referred to square kilometer. Okay, so in 1 square kilometer area how many people are living. So a large number of people, suppose 100 people are living in 1 square kilometer area, and in place B 10 people are living in 1 square kilometer area. So in which place the density is high? The density will be high in the place where 100 people are living in 1 square kilometer area. The population density will be very high. So from this map you can see distribution of population, Nagpur district. So the circle, circle you can see that larger circle representing 1 lakh and above, and the smallest circle representing 5,000 population. So the larger circle here you can easily see the population representing 1 lakh and above, and the smaller circle, suppose this circle, representing 5,000 population. Beside this, one dot represent 500 rural population. So if you see this place, 1 minute. Okay, if you see this place, and if you see this place, so you can easily differentiate the distribution of population by dots, because one dot represent 500 rural population. Like this way, references has been made, agricultural workers, other workers, marginal workers. So from there, a detailed analysis you can make from map. Okay, that is a population map. After then we are having economic map. It shows the economical production and distribution, because economy always deals with distribution and production. This is the most important part of economy, other than supply demand. So production and distribution plays a very important role. If you study properly production and distribution, you can easily interpret the rate of development in that area. Okay, how many crops are producing there, minerals, location of industry, commodities, etc. You can easily interpret that area. So here you can easily see general land use cropping pattern of Nagpur, uh, that place. Okay, arable land, arable unirrigated land, forest land, wasteland, it is marked with this color. Okay, so if the percentage of wasteland is very high in a region, that means the area is suffering with soil fertility. Okay, the area is suffering with soil. And if the percentage is very high of arable land, that means it is very much useful and very much beneficial for that place. Okay, and if the land is showing arable unirrigated, that means this yellow portion having a good potentiality to give agricultural output, but there is no facility of irrigation. As we can see, the percentage of river is very less here. Okay, that's why we need a proper irrigation. Next is transport map. Transport map usually shows railway lines, roadways, etc. And finally, we having this is the industry map. Different types of industry you can see here. Okay, cotton, textile, rubber. This maps are there. So that's all about the important parameters of the discussion. In the next class, we will discuss about the concept of use of map, different uses of map. So thank you everyone and take care. We will meet in the next lecture, that is the last lecture of this series, that is part 4, the conclusion of the maps. Okay, thank you so much. Take care.